What's up, guys? Tim Little, Matt Allen. Welcome back to TacticalBassin, and welcome back to the final episode of our 2024 Holiday Buyer's Guide series. Today, we are finishing off the series with storage.
While tackle storage may seem mundane on the front end, this video is anything but that. We saved it to the end because it is a monster category. Whether we're talking tackle storage at home, tackle storage in the boat, tackle storage on your person while you're walking the bank, how you manage and control your tackle is critical because it's the difference between having gear at a fingertip and having gear that's been destroyed. So we have spent years fine-tuning our tackle storage, and we are still fine-tuning it every day. But this is, in no particular order, a lot of the items that have made a huge difference in how we store our tackle, and we thought it might be of benefit to you, especially at a time that the majority of tackle storage items are on sale.
Perfect. Where do you want to start? There's a lot here.
Let me start with this guy. Let's get this one out of the way. This big old guy over here.
Okay.
This is from Mayho. It's a newer company to the US, very popular company in Japan. Now this box, I actually haven't even put a thing in it yet. It's brand new, but I geeked out on this thing. Had to have it. Just got it in. I'm just showing it to you guys. For the guy who likes that old school throwback vibe, that's me. This is that old school box done right? Like this, when I was a kid, I was not allowed to have this box. My dad had a box like this. I didn't have a box that was this cool. Always wish I did. And then that stuff went away. But there are so many new ways to store tackle, but this is a new approach to an old school storage style that I think is awesome, and I will be loading it up. I picked this up, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Haven't even had time yet, but I was like, man, I have got to have that box.
All right, for me, I guess like Matt said, no particular order, but let's talk terminal. I'll kind of run through some terminal boxes because hooks, we spend a ton of money in that stuff. Some of our most expensive stuff is our hooks boxes, right?
No joke.
So you don't want to have something that rusts out. You want to have some kind of system, some organization. For the most part, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you just throw everything in a box, totally up to you.
And rust it out. And plenty of people do that too.
But if you're a guy that likes organized or has, just needs everything neat and tidy, hopefully this series or this episode of the series will help you out. All right, so let's talk jig box. This is the Rapala jig box, and like I said, no particular order, but this is a double-sided box for your hair jigs or for your ice jigs, maybe your jigging wraps, whatever it is. If you're a guy that ties flies or has flies or throws little jigs, this is a cool little box. It's super small, compact, having the two-sided, has a ton of storage. That's a nifty little deal to just be able to tuck in a backpack, tuck in the side of your storage in the center console of your boat, and it's out of the way, but it keeps everything nice and tidy.
That's a tiny little box with a lifetime supply of float and fly jigs in it right there.
All right, this guy right here, this is Plano's version of their little jig box. Again, has that foam in there, little foam insert. You just take and you stick your hook into that foam, keeps everything nice and tight. Again, super easy. This one you can see in, the other one's two-sided. See in, keeps everything nice and tight. Let me fix that, don't want that fly. Again, more jigs. If you're a guy that throws jigs.
Two lifetime supplies of float and fly jigs.
Should I just run through terminal?
Why don't you run through terminal and then I'll I'll run through something else. Yeah, just keep it going right there.
All right. Talked about this box here the last couple of years, and you'll see the old version of the box that I still use, but when I'm on the go or when I'm in the boat and I have everything kind of, there's never enough space, right? So we're always trying to condense stuff. So this is a box by Spro. This is the XL size. It's their terminal box. Open this up for you guys. You can see double-sided, has little tabs. You put all your stuff in there. This is actually my drop shot box. So you guys might have seen this in the drop shot video, but I have all my different hooks labeled. So I have my nose hooks, I have my straight shake hooks, I have all my weights labeled down here. I have all of my drop shot necessities in one little waterproof package. Super simple, super easy. The only thing is it takes a little bit of time to organize all your hooks and label it with a Sharpie.
The goal here is, not everybody needs all of this. Obviously, this is ridiculous. We are well aware of that. But what we want to do is show you examples of how we are effectively storing our gear, because something in here might really connect for you. That little terminal box, maybe all the terminal you ever need to carry in a backpack or in your boat or at home, and you're set, and that will save you a ton of time and energy. Maybe it's the next one, maybe it's something else, but we're just showing you some of the ways that we've really dialed in our tackle, and maybe it will help you.
Yeah, it's giving you guys different options. Again, I've thrown away a lot of rusted tackle. It sucks. Next up, this is a box by Plano. This is the 3700 thin terminal box. What's cool about this box is it comes with all of these, try not to dump stuff out. It comes with all of these individual little boxes that have clear acrylic lids, so you can see through them, you can label them. They pop right back in there into the slot. So what's cool about this box is, say you are leaving the boat and you're gonna go hoof it, you're gonna go fish some ponds or something.
I love that this is also your drop shot box.
Now, yeah. Anyways, take this, put it in your pocket, put it in the backpack. You're good to go. They pop right back in. Again, have everything labeled. You will see it's all the same stuff that I had in this guy, just more quantity, less quantity. Okay. So that's the 3700. Here we have the same box available in a 3600. This is actually Matt's box. He's got all of his. See if I can dump this out for him. All of his micro treble hooks for his bait finesse. So you have your super small ST26s in size 14, super small stuff. But you can see this is another terminal box. This just happens to be the 3600 and the 3700. So depending on which size you fit in your boat or in your backpack.
I'll start moving this stuff to the ground. How about that?
Yeah, that works. One last thing, or two more things on terminal. Same box. This actually has this is their weight organizer by Plano. Open this up with one hand. Want to open that up for me?
Yeah.
These again, these slip right into the slots of that terminal box, but they are for all of your bullet weight. So your tungsten. Tungsten is one of the most expensive things in terminal tackle, and you want to take care of it. So you can see here, this is my tungsten box. I literally have everything laid out by size, by color. And again, if you do need to condense, you can take this out, put it in a different Plano box, put it in your bag, whatever you do. It just keeps everything nice and organized, so it's all in one place, and you don't have to worry about it getting damaged, lost, rusty, whatever. And then last but not least, oh, here we go.
Just keep them moving.
Last but not least, this is the Buzbe terminal box. This is BFS, Bait Finesse. Again, this is their version of their terminal box. Each of these individual trays pop out. So you can see here, lots and lots of different hooks, jig heads. We got some weights. This is a Bait Finesse terminal box of Matt's that has everything he needs if he's gonna be bait finesse fishing. Has all of his weights, all of his hooks, jig heads, everything, all labeled. But again, each of those individual trays pop out and they're interchangeable. I got this one.
Got that one? All right, now let's talk, just because it's right in front of me, then we'll get to the outliers. We've got two different approaches to tackle here. This is a stack of Buzbe, this is a stack of Plano. Let's start with Buzbe. Buzbe comes in two styles. This is the basic box, and this one is actually the thin. This is my micro jig box. One thing that I really enjoy about the Buzbe is that in the lid itself, they have molded, it's raised in here to seal off every compartment. So if you go to a single like that terminal, it seals it, not just from the bottom, but from the top too. So there's nothing jumping out between compartments. This basic box is super simple. It's that traditional dividers that you click in, and they actually click in and lock into place. You have to sort of wedge it open to pop them back out. Once you put a divider in, it clicks into its spot. I love this box. And then the more advanced boxes from Buzbe, we've got, this is the standard depth, the Colony 28. This is Matt Allen and screwed up Swimbait heads. Show you here, one thing I love about Buzbe is how everything is adjustable. So you can buy a box, and then you can buy all of the bins, or you can buy one that's already got bins in it, and you can mix and match according to your needs. So in this case, my larger heads obviously need a lot more room than my 1/8 ounce heads. So I've adjusted the size of the trays as I go down in sizes between all of my Swimbait heads. I love to make fun of Tim's tackle organization, but I have the exact same sickness.
I just like that it says Matt Allen screwed up.
All right, and then this is the full size Colony 28 deep. This one is full of crankbaits. The Aughts OG series of Rapalas, Roccos, and flat sides. I mean, that is a dialed in box right there. So again, these come out. Each tray can be removed, can be organized. They click back in. But I've got that thing so dialed in so I can grab my Roccos and go. One of my favorite square bills to fish with. So that's Buzbe. That's their hard boxes. And actually, let's jump down here to the end too, while we're at it. So because you've got different boxes, different bins, all of that stuff, it can be confusing. Because we're going into the holidays, and one of the things behind this video is not just for you to find things that you want for you, but it's also for your loved ones going into Christmas to know how on earth to shop for a bass angler, right? You can give them this video, you can tell them what you're interested in. In the video description, there will be links to all of these items. This is one of those things that would be really easy for somebody going into the holidays. This is the Buzbe starter kit. Comes in 2 sizes. This is the smaller. There's also the Colony 28, which is those full-size boxes. But this will give you a stack of boxes and a pile of dividers, and then you can just mix and match to build your boxes in the shape and the way that you want them, and it's all in a kit. You don't have to worry about it.
And it's super easy to wrap.
Nice. All right, so that's the Buzbe. Now let's talk Plano. Those are the 2 big ones in the category, and these are some of the standouts from Plano. We've got the Flex crankbait box. This is supposed to be a crankbait box. Neither Tim or I use it for that. We both have found that this is an amazing way to store flutter spoons. It is such a convenient way to take a bait that is traditionally very hard to store. And I mean, I've got stacks of them in here, right? And they're just all in place. None of them are getting scratched up. Hooks aren't getting dinged up. They're in perfect shape all the time. And then this is a really good example of the standard size boxes. So we've got the thin, the standard, and the deep.
3,700 size.
3,700 size. This is my boat chatterbait box. I mean, loaded down. We're fanatical about tackle. We have a tackle problem and we know it. But in the boat, you can't bring everything, right? You need to downsize. So I've got a little bit of all of my chatterbait so that any conditions I bump into out on the road, I'm ready to rock. Same thing with my lipless, my boat lipless. And then same thing with my boat topwater. You've got everything from walking baits to whopper ploppers to frogs all in that same box. I'm not going to dump it out, but it would blow your mind how many baits can be stored in a 3,700 deep. It's insane.
What's
Let me
nice?
take those. I'll let you keep going.
Yeah, what's nice about that is you see the footprint is all the same, whether it's the thin, the standard, or the deep. They all stack perfectly on top of each other.
Yep.
Let's go swim bait storage. Okay, this is a swim bait bag or wrap from Ice Surrender. What you'll see here, it unwraps, and then you have 4 individual bags or pockets to slide your baits in. It's made with super thick plastic, so you don't have to worry about, you can press down on it, you don't have to worry about your hooks getting tangled or scratched. But when you throw it in there, in the way, got it, drop it in there, pull this thing down, fold it in half, roll it again, and then wrap it. You don't have to worry about your bait sliding around in a box, especially if you have some of your higher price point swim baits, hard baits, glide baits, custom paint jobs, all that good stuff. This thing just folds up, rolls up, winds up, however you want to say it. You can throw it in your backpack, you can throw it in your rod locker, throw it in your compartments, but that's a really cool way to store some swim baits. And then individual swim baits. This is the Serpa by Spro. It's basically, you just kind of squeeze it. You take your favorite glide bait. I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it in here. Drop it in there, and then it just kind of sandwiches in and holds that bait in there. You can slide this into bags. You can slide it into dividers, compartments in your main compartment. But that it's not super hard, but it gives an extra layer of protection on your favorite hard swim baits.
That thing works so much better than you would think. It's got grip on the inside. You slide that bait in there and it shuts, and they don't want to come out. There's so often that I'm going somewhere that I'm not familiar with, and I just want a couple glide baits with me, but I don't need a whole big box, right? And those come in 3 different sizes, so you can pair them up to the size of bait, and I just toss them into a locker in the boat, and my baits aren't getting beat up. All right, let's jump in. These are just sort of some of the oddballs here. From Aftco, this backpack, I've spent years looking for a good fishing bag because we do walk the shore a lot. We kayak a lot. You know, we're in and out of the jet boat, running on the shores between holes, and there's so many times where a good fishing backpack is the deal. And we found this one a couple years ago, and it's been amazing. It's super small, lightweight. It's got water in it as well. So you've got a water bag in there, and then it'll fit a 3500, and it'll fit all of your tools. Like, I just forever have tools in here, so I never have to worry about it. Just grab and go. Stick a couple of line spools in it, and I can carry everything I need. It's got room to strap a spare rod on the side. It's by far the best backpack that I have found for walking the shore, actively fishing. It's one thing to like walk down to the bank, dump your stuff and fish. But when you're a serious angler and you're huffing it and you're constantly moving, that makes such a difference.
You want to run through those boxes, or you want to?
Sure, I'll run through them. Yeah, let's just keep going here. This is a Plano waterproof box. And again, we'll link everything in the video description for you. But these boxes are just the do-all storage. So within the boat, there's a lot of tools, electronics, valuables, paperwork, things that really can't get wet. And these boxes, in this case, a NoCo jumper box. This came straight out of the boat. This is how we store the stuff that we rely on and we need to have be perfect every time we reach for it. It's a great option. This one is awesome. This is from BKK. This came out at ICAST. We did a review of this box, so many of you have seen it. But BKK came out with this OCD system. So you can order this box empty and load it yourself, or you can buy it like this, fully loaded. So BKK's new packaging, when you go to buy it off the shelf, this is what their packaging looks like. And they fit perfectly into this OCD box. But talk about the holidays, you can buy this box. It's gonna be a few $100, but it is everything. It is your drop shot hooks, both nose hook and long. It's your standard flipping hooks, wide gap hooks, you name it, treble hooks, round bends, all of it in one box, ready to rock. If you don't know what terminal you need, that is something that you can grab, a single box, fully loaded, put in your boat, and you now have a hook for every situation ready to rock. And then if you're a guy who's, you know, mix and match and want to build your own, you can do that as well. Another one here, this is the Tackle Warehouse A-Rig box. This is the best way that both of us have found to store A-rigs. So this comes loaded with 4 tubes. And in those tubes, you can put your pre-built A-rigs by type, by size, by color. So here's a micro. That next one was a mini. The third one is a mini. And then this is some that are pre-built, ready to go. They don't even have baits on them yet. Because when you're on the water, the hard part about A-rigs is building those things. And having them preset, ready to rock, where you just pop that tube open, hit it, and out it comes. I'm not going to do it because I want to keep it in there. But you're ready to rock. Tie that thing on and go. Break one off, grab another one, no big deal. And then I always keep a tube with some that are already set. So I've already changed to split rings and hooks. I just haven't bothered to bend them out and put the swim baits on. That saves more than half the time, and those are ready to rock all the time. But that is by far the most convenient way we've ever found to store an A-rig. This is the small crankbait box. Plano Elite. This is such an amazing way to store your cranks. These are not waterproof boxes, but they are incredible for organizing your cranks. It can be all one type if you're a fanatical psycho like we sometimes are, or you can just mix and match. One of these boxes can hold all of your crankbaits for you. And then this is just the standard 3700 waterproof tub. These are what I store a lot of my bigger swim baits in. That waterproof gasket is key. These are just the open compartment. There's nothing inside here. It's a completely open box. You can put your high dollar swim baits in there. Just pile them in, keep them relatively flat, and you're good to go.
The two smaller versions of this fit really well in that box as well, and it keeps them from rubbing against each other.
You want to run your mouth for a minute?
Yeah, let's do a little bit of talking. All right, as far as bulk line, Matt will talk about leader here in just a second. As far as bulk line, this bag by Sunline, basically this is how I store all of my bulk spools. Again, Matt and I, we travel thousands of miles a year on the road. We're always, whether it's out west now or up north, down south Florida, we're always traveling Texas, and we respool a lot. So we don't have an easy way to do that. We actually take these bulk spools, you know, these are, what are these? 1,200 yard spools. So I have, you know, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 20 pound. I have all of my line right there. That will suffice for several spooling sessions, right? But it keeps everything organized, has these elastic bands on there. I even have some little line labels in there to label my reels, but it keeps everything, again, nice and tidy. Everything easy, goes into the truck, into the boat if I need to, into the hotel room, wherever we're staying, and it keeps all of your line there. I have this one labeled fluoro, I have one for mono, I have one for braid, but that's the easiest, most organized way I've found to organize the bulk spools when you're traveling and need to respool.
These going right along with that. This is Plano's standard spool boxes. This is a really convenient way to store your spools in the boat. I love doing this because a lot of the lines that we tie leaders off of aren't actually leader size spools. So they fit perfectly in here. And then we can tie our leaders off of that. And then Seagar came out with these this year, and they come in all different sizes. There's 3 or 4 different versions, different sizes. The Seagar leader spools fit perfectly in here with little dividers between them, and you can just feed them out through the holes. They also fit all the other brands. And when these came out, I took one look at it, and I audibly said, if all the other brands fit in that, Seagar just knocked it out of the park. Because we need soft storage. This takes up less room than any other way of storing. And the fact that everybody's spools fit in these is amazing.
And they come in larger sizes too. They're really, really nice. All right, as far as, again, we're talking travel, so this isn't necessarily boat storage. This is at home storing your reels or travel. Matt talked about traveling a little bit ago in the series, talking about some travel rods and stuff. Yep. We travel not just a lot in this country, we travel out of country quite a bit, and we realized very quickly that luggage can get lost, rods can get broken. So we started getting reel. This is actually the Reel Locker by Plano. This is in their guide series. Real heavy duty zipper. All of our reels, right? All of my reels when I'm traveling. It's a hard plastic, it's protected, but I carry this on. So I can have my spinning reels in here, my bait casting reels in here. But if I'm going on a trip or I'm hitting the road, maybe I don't want to leave all my reels in the truck to break a window and get stolen. I can have all this stuff, take it with me inside the motel room. I can take it with me on carry-on when I get on the plane. But now I know that all my reels are protected. Again, super easy, convenient way to carry some of the most valuable stuff with you.
So speaking of protecting your reels, protecting your rods, from a Rod Glove, these are, and we talked about this earlier in the series, but this is the best way that I've found to protect individual reels. This will fit a reel on your rod or off. So you take your spinning reel, handle goes through the slit in the cover, and if it's on a rod, you go around the rod. If it's not, you just close it up, and that will protect your high dollar spinning reels. And then same exact thing for your bait casters, and they're very low profile. They're not big, bulky messes, because when we're cramming rods into the locker for travel, room, space is at a premium. And then last but not least here, we've got from Rod Glove, the tournament sleeves. These are neoprene sleeves. So neoprene sleeves are going to be the top of rod protection. That's the best way to protect your rods. The downside of most neoprene sleeves is that they're pretty thick. And when they're thick, they weigh heavy on your rods. I personally don't care for that. This tournament series is extremely thin, extremely lightweight, and very, very cost effective. I mean, less expensive than most mesh sleeves. I've been very, very impressed with those.
Yeah, the biggest thing with travel, especially with rods and reels in the boat, is just grinding on, rubbing against each other. So anytime you can add that extra layer of protection on your rods and your reels will save you all that rash and wear and tear on your gear.
Yep.
All right, some bags, or what do you want to talk about?
Sure, let's talk bags.
All right, right here we have, these are the Buzbe. These are waterproof bags. Comes in a few different sizes. This is the medium. This is the deep, medium, deep. So you have your medium size, large size, but you have your medium and then your medium deep. But these things are waterproof and they store a ton. There's a ton of room in here. I don't want to dump this out, but they hold a ton of soft plastic. So if you're a guy that needs a bag for your spunk shads, and you need your bag for your stroll shads, and then you need a bag for your Senkos and your drop shot worms, I have a bag for each technique. So I'll have a Ned rig bag, whether it's a thin bag, a deep bag, or an extra, an actual large bag. I have a bag for each of those techniques. I have them labeled. I can just pull them right out, grab the baits I want, and then go. And then here's the actual large size. You can see here, have all of the 2.75 swammers in there. Nice and easy way to store those blister packs of swim baits. We've been all searching forever for an easy way to store those blister packs. That guy right there works extremely well. But again, being able to label them, have a bag depending on the depth of size, the size of the packaging, how much you need depth-wise, makes it super easy to stack them in your boat and have all of the soft plastics organized.
Yeah, this has revolutionized. Soft storage has completely changed how I store gear in my boat. I am so much more efficient because I can get different size boxes that fit in little spots, and it's all quiet. None of it's banging. You're running down a rough lake and that stuff is just in there, packed in tight together, perfectly placed. I carry so much more tackle than I needed to carry more tackle, but I really do. Let me talk about these couple other items because I want to pop one of these open and show you exactly what you can put in one of these things. But let me talk about this stuff first. So just wrapping up a couple other items. This is called a lodestone. And if you've watched all the buyer's guides, you already saw this go by in a different video, I don't know, a week or two ago. But they are actually on this sale right now. So these are on sale right now. The lodestone is a magnet. Can you reach over, see if you can find a tool or two up there? So this one is meant to clip to a backpack, and you can take your items and you're good to go. You can take loose hooks, you can take baits that you want to dry, and you've got a really convenient place for them. All of the other lodestones come with a 3M strip on one side. So there's some that are this size, some that are bigger. Off camera over here, I've got 2 of them on the nose of the boat. I have these on my bass boat, my jet boat, the backpack. Since we discovered these things, I use them everywhere. It's crazy. Little things make such a difference in your fishing. Having a place on my boat that I can stick a tool, that I can stick a wet bait. I keep 2 of them right up against my trolling motor because as I'm standing up there changing baits out, a lot of times I want that bait back. I just drop it down there next to my foot. It hits that magnet. It's stuck. And I mean, it's stuck on a boat ride in the worst conditions. They go nowhere. When things stick to this, they are done. That's where they're going to stay. It's amazing. I told in that other video that I had a bunch of jig heads lined up on one, and I was coming back from South Florida. We had been inshore fishing, and I got all the way back to Tennessee and happened to look at it, and they were perfectly lined up the exact same way, like we'd driven 5 miles, not like we'd been rolling across states. It's really amazing. So just a very secure, solid way to store things in a boat or on a pack. It's a great option. And then last but not least, we've got the Buzbe Fast Flats. This particular one is how I store all of my spinnerbaits. The size is the HL, the half large. The large is taller, so this is a half large, and it's the perfect size to organize spinnerbaits. I keep my spinnerbaits stacked in these bags, and I'm carrying 5 times the spinnerbaits in the exact same amount of space. I'd love to say that I cut my storage, but I didn't. I just crammed that many more back into the boat. All right, and then last but not least, coming back over to these, this is the Nomad Splash Bag. So this is a like heavy duty, but it's mesh, okay? So air, water can pass through them. This was designed as a saltwater bag. So you're out there in the salt, you're cutting baits off, you could throw them in here to keep them organized. At the end of the day, you could just hose that thing down. That's what it's designed for. I find that it is an amazing way to store soft plastics. In this case, this is storing all of my wobble head trailers. It's just, again, a fantastic option, little bit different size, super heavy duty, and you don't always need a waterproof bag. Along those same lines, from Buzbe, we've got the Quick Cube Breeze. So those are the Quick Cubes. This is the Breeze, which means we're mesh instead of waterproof. This, I already said that this completely changed how I store soft plastics. I am not joking. I'm gonna regret doing this, but I want you to understand what you can cram in to one of these things. You keeping track?
No.
I mean, we're talking tons. That is an entire rod locker of disaster condensed down into one little soft bag that when it's in my boat is completely silent. It's not scratching anything. Things aren't moving around. They're all right where I need them, right when I wanted them, by color until about 20 seconds ago, just ready to go.
Yeah, and it's that same footprint of a
3700
yep. Deep box. So it'll fit into those dividers in your center console area, center compartment area. It's super easy. You can throw in a backpack. A lot of today's actual like travel bags have those dividers. It fits really, really nicely in there. But this is a cool bag too. Heavy duty mesh, real heavy duty zipper with some extra added protection on the bottom. But again, easy to hose off or store your heavier stuff in. But guys, we understand that storage isn't that cool of a topic, but when you're as nerdy or fanatical about gear and tackle as we are, we've tried just about everything. I've spent days at Hobby Lobby and looking at different stuff outside of like the industry, right?
There's got to be something that's better.
I'm walking down the tools aisle at Home Depot or Lowe's trying to figure out how to store my terminal tackle. What boxes can I, So there's a lot that we've tried and a lot that failed, and this is the best stuff that we've found for the different techniques, the different styles of stuff. But hopefully that simplified it for you. Again, this entire buyer's guide series, we love doing it. You guys requested a ton, but this whole series was for you guys to be able to share with your loved ones, to help them get you what you want for the holidays and save a little bit of money. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this entire series. It's been a blast. I think we did 21 or 22 videos.
It's a ton of videos.
It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully saved you some money. Hopefully you get what you want for Christmas. As always, guys, we appreciate the support. Thanks for sticking along through this series. What you got?
If I can jump in here, we are going back to our normal schedule now. So this has been going on day after day after day after day. And quite frankly, we're going fishing. We're over it. Let's go fishing. So we're going back to our normal schedule. We're getting back out on the water, doing some fishing, doing some teaching, regular full-length videos, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, shorts, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We resume our normal schedule. We hope you enjoyed this entire Holiday Buyer's Guide series. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.